Mad.
Let's have a conversation just quickly on who needs to have a huge season for you. Who needs to feel like a new signing? Because do you know what's the maddest thing, right? Everyone said to me, all the Arsenal fans speak, Timber's like a new signing. But when you say about players that need to be like a new signing or need to have a big season, no one mentions Timber. So who for you, Shoy, needs to be that new Phil player, that big signing Phil?
I think the reason people don't say Timber is because everyone is sort of they're accommodating the fact that he is coming back from what is a relatively serious injury, you know, and he's not only coming into a new team, but he's had a season out. But if you look at the season before last and the way that we stormed the beginning of that season, some of the most integral parts of that season were Zinchenko, were Partey, were Jesus, were Martinelli. And they are all players that arguably didn't fulfill their potential last season, notwithstanding the fact that we mounted a very, very serious title challenge. So you can't help but think that if you have players like that who can elevate to the level that you know we can play at and they can play at, and you combine that with sustaining the level of the rest of the team last season, you're in a very, very strong position. So the players that I named that I think really do have to have a season of that nature, you are looking at Zinni, Partey, Jesus and Martinelli predominantly for me.
So Jesus, Martinelli, and what was the last one?
Zinni and Partey.
Zinni and Partey, that's a good 5 players there who need to feel like new signings, who need to step up. Some good names.
Because I've seen them hit those heights before. That's what I'm saying to you.
Oh, okay. So, okay.
And they didn't last year.
Okay. Because I was going to say, bro, what about Havertz? But I suppose, yeah, you've seen those players really give Arsenal a good title charge when they're on top, when they're in good form.
This might sound harsh, but out of the players that I mentioned, I don't think any of them can honestly say that they had a satisfactory and defining contribution to last season's title challenge. Whereas I think Kai Havertz could probably look at himself and say that he did to an extent, right? Notwithstanding the first half of the season. Saka can say that he did. Ødegaard can say that he did. Rice can say that he did. Saliba and Gabriel can say they did. White can say that they did. Raya can say that they did. So these are all players. It's the truth.
Yeah, I like it.
But it's the players that excelled the season before last. I want to see them get back to that level. And then, bro, if they do, it's a proper squad.
Oi.
Go on. Havertz, free,
go on.
Early ball, Kai.
Early ball. Here we go. No, it's okay. Can he cut it back? That's a penalty.
That must be.
Bro,
that must be a penalty.
Just a second ago got a free kick.
No, the referee, the VAR.
As he's going down.
If it's not a penalty, go book Bukayo Saka.
How is it? He's not even seen phased.
No, he's waiting for the backup.
Wait, he's saying pause.
Yeah, he's waiting for the backup.
That's a penalty.
He's waiting for the backup.
There was definitely contact.
That's funny. As they're displayed,
he's waiting for the backup.
He's ruled it out. VAR ruled it out already.
How'd you? Bro, what that?
No, it's not. It's not.
I hate this. I hate being on these things sometimes, bro. I have really thought I saw a penalty there.
Nah.
No. Stay on your feet, man.
Anyone watching, it's not a penalty. You didn't see what's happened. Turkish, I want to come to you.
Oh, no, the knee went into the back of the knee,
he should have gone down there.
Yeah, but the knee went into the back of the knee.
He went down the stages.
He's not very good at acting.
He really isn't. He's too honest.
Yeah.
He's too honest.
If he went down at the point of initial contact, I reckon that gets given.
So everyone loves him because he's just such a star boy. But I need you to get that.
Nice.
I would have loved him more if we got a penalty for that.
Yeah, I need that edge.
Okay. Beautiful football.
Turkish, who needs to be or feel like a new signing for you? Who needs to be like a
How about a new signing feels like a new signing? How about that?
Such a Turkish answer.
That is the most Turkish answer.
Yeah, but I don't like these questions, man. Well, we're asking these questions because we're not doing what we should be doing. That's the reality of it. You know how many times Wenger used to say, this person's like a new signing? I've been there, done that. I know it. I'm off by heart. I've read that too many times now, yeah? Don't feed me the same books, yeah? Please, yeah? I don't want to feel like a new signing. I want it to be a new signing. And then I'll tell you how I feel. Not Timber this or...
Yeah,
I'm with you, but we'll talk at the end of the window.
There'll be signings. I think there's signings to come 100%. 100%. I liked what Shorey said though. He did say like the players that let him down last season who can't. If you're sat in a room and say put your hand on who think you contributed to last season's title charge, the players he mentioned definitely can't really, with a strong, confident arm, put their hand up.
Yeah, but you know what it is? Like, you can look at it like that, but you can also look at it from the other side and say, listen, injury-wise last year for key players, we were very fortunate, right?
Yeah, completely.
So let's say we don't expect that fortune again this season. The players that we're expecting to step up, we're expecting them to step up into that level that we showed last season. So where's the extra sauce on top? You know, where's the... I wanted us to rule out as many ifs this season as we could. Because essentially, you still do everything you need to do in the window. It's still, you know, you can win the league. There's just more behind it.
Yeah.
But I don't think we've eliminated any of our ifs, buts, and maybes that ultimately will come at end of the season if we don't win the league.
Yeah, I hate it.
We've left a lot there, and I just don't want. I've been there so many times that I would have hoped the club would have left as little ifs, buts, and maybes as possible this summer. They haven't. They will have to answer for it if it doesn't turn out that we do take that next step, the step that we deserve on the pitch and off the pitch as fans who have waited so many years for success, and win the Premier League trophy this season.
Yeah, why do you think that they haven't taken those steps yet?
Because I'm worried that we're back to square one, Shuray, and and the owners are happy with the income coming in. 2 years of Champions League, wage bill cut.
It's a red card, by the way. Sorry, Newcastle got a red card.
And when you've got so many fans that are now, it's funny, people call me accountant. This is a red card. People call me an accountant, but so many men are all of a sudden PSI experts and FFP experts.
I can't believe it.
Like, it's crazy to me that
they're everywhere.
So when the club have that, chunk of people backing the so-called reasons behind maybe not investing more. I've been there before. I just hope it doesn't go down that route again.
It's Matt Turkish thinks he's right. He thinks it's
you know what we might do though, and then I might turn back here.
Arteta's like,
I might turn back here and say, in February 1st, I might turn back here and say, you know what? I was probably premature with the summer window. Why? Because let's just say from now the expectation is January we're going to be in a title challenge, and then in January we do that massive signing that gets us over the line. I look back and I analyze it a bit different. But right now,
what is the likelihood of that happening in a January window?
Very unlikely.
No.
That's why
you say that. You say that, but Declan Rice, that signing, I know he didn't win anything in the end, but that was confirmed for the summer in January.
But he means
we didn't bring him in.
Oh,
what a save, David!
From Raya.
What a save, David!
What a reaction!
That is a fantastic
That was a save.
And you know what? I'm not being funny. I was on James's channel a couple of days ago.
That's the best save he's made in an Arsenal shirt.
100%.
And the conversation came up that we want David Raya. We want to be able to look back at David Raya and say thank you for that contribution, because that has won us points. And there weren't that many of those last year. It was more the back four. But that is definitely one of those.
That's his best save in an Arsenal
Definitely
shirt.
one of those saves.
Easily.
Turkish, who? Just give me one name then. Who needs a big season for you in this Arsenal squad? One player.
Yeah, you had to rephrase the question.
Who needs a big season?
One name.
But you're asking who needs a big season that didn't have a big season last season, right? That's the question. Isn't it?
You can look at either. It could be anyone.
Expecting that Odegaard, Saka, Saliba, Rice all have this big season they had last season, then a big season for Havertz probably, is the difference between winning the league, because a big season will be 22 goals, yeah?
Wonderful.
Or a big season for Jesus. So I think a big season for Jesus or a big season for Havertz, because we didn't invest in the striker, that could make the difference.
Oh, you've got to do better there. You've got to do better there, B.
One of the strikers, dare I say, Eddie Nketiah.
So, a big... Obviously, a big
he's
season.
even on the bench today, bro. That's indication that it's done, dusted, man. That's our three strikers for the season.
He's staying.
I do think that if Tomiyasu is fit, then he occupies that space in the squad, though. I don't know if Eddie still makes the bench in that situation.
So you're saying Tommy's third choice striker now ahead of Eddie.
I think he's more than... I think because he's got Jesus and Trossard on the bench, and I think he sees them as viable options up front.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're
right.
But
Reece is on the bench too.
Reece I get, because Reece is like the only real option. Well, Reece and Jesus, you could say, behind Saka.
Yeah.
As we're doing all this talk, I will give you the bench again, and I've mentioned it before at the top of the show, but I'm gonna give it again. Ramsdale, Calafiori, Timber, Jorginho, Nelson.
That's too easy.
Nwaneri, Trossard, Jesus, and Nketiah. So there's a strong bench there. Nketiah's there. Obviously Nelson that you mentioned as well. Nwaneri. It's funny because I feel like them man are ahead of.
Go
on,
beautiful Havertz.
Give him a yellow for that.
Go get up and take the free kick.
Thank you.
Yellow card over there to the Wolves player Totti.
Well played, though.
It's funny. Saka, that ball just earlier crossed onto him. It seems like Arsenal are doing that a lot. They're crossing into the back post.
He had a couple against Lyon, right?
He had like 3, and they weren't great. Love you, Saka, but I'll always be your harshest critic. But you're my favourite player.
But again, going back to Mane and Salah, how many times did you see them peel off at the back post and just knock one in like that? I mean, they used to do that a lot, and that used to be the extra 5 goals a season. So our wingers do need to get better at that.
You make a very good point there, and I think if it happens, it seems like it's happening. Mikel Moreno added on. There's a lot of ball winners in the air. Havertz obviously scored with his head. The last game, we scored 2 goals from set pieces off our head. So it seems like, the players that up front or high up there, the Sakas and Martinellis need to work on heading, because that seems like the way of play that we're going down this season. A lot of crosses into the box. A bit of a soft pass there from Martin Odegaard.
Well won, though.
38 minutes played. It's still 1-0 to Arsenal.
I think we need to make this half count and go in at 2-0. I really do. Because we've definitely created enough to have a second, man. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we'll have another opportunity for sure. 7 minutes to go. And to be honest, it's all us. They haven't really got nothing the first few minutes. They had a little something.
I would like to see a bit more from Martinelli, though. Saka and Havertz have been very, very involved going forward, right? But
they have.
People talk about who needs a big season. I think Martinelli is definitely one that's needs
100%, yeah.
He's the one that's screaming out for it, if I'm honest. And the manager's clearly backed him. He's starting this game when I think a lot of people will be questioning why Trossard's not starting because of how well he's done in pre-season and whatnot. But for me, Martinelli, he needs a huge season on this one. I think Saka's kind of guaranteed. Havertz has started well. But if you add Martinelli to that front three of goal scorers and assisters, it's looking positive. So for me, a big season from him is very important. So